Vraiment utile. Hello, everybody. Sunday Adelaja here. Lanon Adebayo, you are now the number one. You have taken over the leadership. Eric Osadolo, Lola Shoronke, Kennedy Festus. Welcome, everyone. Obioji Madu, Flair Karim Matip, Matthias, welcome. Bosse Fayanjola, Anujo, Obina, Adeshade, Eric Lindu, Jigem Eric, Shinwe, Apostle Yomi, Harvest Victory, Nikki Okoro, Paul Eric, Sujit Thomas, Ojekwa Israel, Mary Mugure, Anastasia McDonald, Samuel Ejikeme, Christina Bondar, Ojuolakpe, Nkiru Ojimadu, Redegbenro, Joseph Oyewole, Akomolafe Julius, Shima Ife Peters. Well, welcome everyone. Today is another day, and another day of glory, another day of blessing, another day of growth and God's visitation. Thank God for His faithfulness and for always keeping us and helping us to be to do His will and to be alive and glorify Him. Nice to see all of you. Well, if you are ready today, we start with what we normally start with. Let's go ahead and check our share button. Look for your share button. Let's go press that share button. Once you press your share button, make sure you write something on it. Write what you think that this could be, what blessing you think it could be it could be to people watching. Write about your opinion, what you've received in the previous messages that you listened to, or what you think that this message will give to the people. So please, let's go ahead and sign in, and let's go ahead and let's go ahead and press the share button and share some opinion as well, and encourage people to join and to join us and watch today. Okay, now today's message is continuing to speak, of course, about problems. So this is going to be a good one. Today's topic is problems - your shortcut to prominence. Yes, your shortcut to prominence. Problems - your shortcut to prominence. Problems - your shortcut to prominence. So, problems might not be as bad after all, huh? Problems might not be as bad after all. Problems - your shortcut to prominence. Problems - your shortcut to prominence. So, I hope you're ready. You're ready to go. You're ready to start the message. If you are ready, here we go. Now, before we start, I would like to show you something. I discovered that there was a number of you that have done the video invitation that we said we should do to invite people to this platform, especially if you feel that you've been blessed by this platform, if you feel that you've been blessed by these messages, and you feel that you should share with your friends, the people you care about, the people you love. And a lot of people have told me that they have actually done the video invitation, but they, even though it's been done, but they couldn't send them to me. They couldn't send it to me because they are too heavy and all that. So, and this, which is a legitimate reason. So now we found an answer. We found a solution. We discovered that even if I'm not your friends, and that's one of the reasons where we could not share, or why you could not share the the link with me, because my friends requirement, or what demand is full. So I cannot have more than 5,000 friends. So now, so some of you are coming late. So, but we're going to resolve that problem now, and this problem is basically resolved. Now let me show you what we're going to do. Take a look here, please. Take a look at here. Oh my. Maybe we should do like this. Or like this. I don't know how to show it. It's showing the opposite. Okay, let me try to do it another way here. Let me try to do it another way. I'm going to do it the opposite. Nazat. Okay, can you see? Now, this is what we're supposed to do. Any one of you or all of you who have written an article, or you have done a video, if you have done a video or you've written an article, and you would like to, for everybody else to be able to see your video or article, go back there maybe after this message, or tonight, or right now, or anytime. Just put it under hashtag. Anything you've written, or anything any video you've done, anywhere where you're going to give testimony, or you're going to give invitation out, or where you're going to mention about our live program or about Pastor Sunday, always say hashtag Pastor Sunday Live. Always put that in the beginning or at the end of your topic. So either in the beginning or at the end of your topic, go put this right now. So if you have done some videos, or if you are doing your own programs as well, you could always put this hashtag in there. Any video you do, or any audio recording you do, just write it hashtag Pastor Sunday Live. But it has to be B has to be big, S has to be big, and L has to be big. So with capital letters. You got it. I'm sure you got it. So that's it. That's the way we do it. So I hope you got the gist. So that's what we need to do. So if you have your video already, or you are sharing the video from any one of our friends, just make sure you write that hashtag Pastor Sunday Live. So anytime you want to write about what is going on, or the lessons that you've learned here, or you want to share your own testimony, or you want to share your story, or you want to tell people, you want to invite people to this place, just put Pastor Sunday Live. And so anytime you want to say anything, either you want to share your video or you want to share your testimony, then everybody will be able to get this on news feed, on Facebook feed. So this will now open a different or a unique Facebook feed for us. So all the things, anybody that writes Pastor Sunday Live, everybody who posts that will be able to see every other thing. Then it's going to be on, what do you call that? Well, Instagram. It's going to be on Instagram as well. So, so go and put that on your articles, or on your videos, or on anything you put on your timeline. Anytime you publish anything that you want to refer to us, to me, to this program, or to whatever lesson you've learned, make sure you put the hashtag Pastor Sunday Live. Hashtag Pastor Sunday Live, right? So you must put that in everything you share, or you want to write, or you want to exchange with people. If you want people to see what you're writing, that's the way to do it. All right, here we go. Okay, today's Today's teaching is problems, your shortcut to prominence. Problems, your shortcut to prominence. Now, problems, your shortcut to prominence. Your shortcut to prominence. Anybody that you ever see that is prominent. Do you know anybody that is prominent around you? Or do you know anyone that is prominent in your life? Or in the Bible or in history? Show me anyone that is prominent. Show me anyone that is prominent. Now, Dorothy Tyler is doing another hashtag. That is not the hashtag we ask you to do, Dorothy Tyler. That's a little bit different from what we asked for. Olusheyi Fajoregbe. That is also different. You only have hashtag in the beginning. You don't have it at the end. And then you only have one hashtag in the beginning, okay? Not two hashtags. Anyway, and then Eucharia Eloebo. Pastor Sunday life all have to be together, not separate. Eucharia is writing them separate. If you write them separate, it won't work. Pastor Sunday life all have to be together. That is an examine in attention. How we learn to pay attention to details. You must be able to pay attention to details. Anyway, so today's program is problems, your shortcut to prominence. Problems, your shortcut to prominence. Can you believe it? There is a shortcut to prominence. Some people are trying to achieve prominence through their hard work only. Other people are trying to achieve prominence just by working and working and working. Other people are trying to achieve prominence just through faithfulness, by being faithful to one thing or the other that they are doing. But there is actually a shortcut to prominence. And the shortcut to prominence is problems. Problems are shortcut to prominence. I mean, you tell me how else Joseph would have come to prominence if not through problems. If he had relied on his own might and on his own power and on his own work alone, if not because he has solved the problem, I don't see anyhow Joseph could have been so prominent. But when, it is the problem that you solve that determines your significance. It is the problem that you have dedicated your life to resolve that determines your prominence. Now, I'm not talking about the problem that you have in your life. I'm not talking about your problems, but I'm talking about the problem that you have decided to resolve. I'm talking about problems and issues and situations and circumstances that you have decided to find answers for. I am talking about circumstances, problems, issues, challenges that you have decided to bring solution to bring answer to. So it is the problems that you have brought answers to that determine your prominence. It is the problems that you have dedicated your life to provide answers to that determine your significance in life. So your significance is in the hands of problems that you decided to resolve. I remember, one time in my country, Nigeria, so many times I've been approached to have a property or to have a house in Nigeria. And several times I've actually come with money and I thought I want to have a house in Lagos or somewhere. But each time I'd gone back without buying a house or without even buying an apartment, without buying anything. And the reason is because I see so much problem around me. I mean, imagine me come just before by the time I drive from the airport to the place they want me to buy a house in, I've seen so much sorrow, so much tragedy, so much problem that I lose appetite. I lose the desire to even have a house in that country. I even lose the desire to do any other thing other than resolving problem. So what I'm saying is that you don't even, if you go to Africa, I don't think this is just about Nigeria. I mean, just today, I was looking into the internet and I saw the picture of one of the cities in Africa. I mean, everywhere you look is problems. And the impression you have is that nobody cares about these problems. The impression you have is that nobody even notices problems. And I just keep on thinking, don't they know this is their chance? Don't they know this is their chance? This is their opportunity to prominence. Okay, for example, today, what I saw today was, I saw that electric poles, there are electric poles in the street. All over Nigeria, where I come from, they carry electricity by poles. They have poles carrying electricity right in the city. And then, not just the poles, but you have wire, electric wire, transporting electricity around the city. And it just paints a very ugly, horrible picture. I mean, you see all over the city, this electricity, wire hanging everywhere, just ugly, just out of order. And I'm thinking, that is so easy. That is so easy to resolve. Why can't anybody, I mean, in a country of 200 million, for God's sake. And some of these people even have studied engineering. I didn't even study engineering, and I know how to resolve that. Some of them even studied electrical engineering, not just engineering, they studied electrical engineering. And it's not even crossing their mind to come up with an idea of how to build cities and clean up our cities, remove all the wires and all the, what did I call them? The pillars, and just make your city look decent, make your country look decent. Okay, let's say you don't even have an idea of how to resolve it. Have you not been any other place? Can't somebody just volunteer that when you go abroad, when you go to Europe, you don't see those wires and those ugly sights? Can't it come to somebody's mind that how is it been done? Has it been resolved in other countries? Let's just copy them. Let's just be a copycat at least. So that's just one little problem that doesn't even bother, it doesn't concern anybody. This is despite the fact that sometimes those pillars and those pillars fall down and people get electrocuted. People get electrocuted one time or the other from maybe rain falls or something falls, and then the electricity, people step on them and people die. Still, it doesn't even come to the mind of the government or the rulers to provide a lasting solution for this thing. There's just one little problem. Then, can you imagine, I have like maybe $100,000 or a few $100,000 in my pocket or in my account, and I'm driving to Nigeria. I mean, not driving, I'm in Nigeria already, driving to go and look at the house that I'm supposed to buy. Then they take me into some estate, they call them estates, where they are just, good, decent, like European-style houses. But before we get to those estates, I see a whole city just scattered with all kind of constructions, just an embarrassment, just everything just scattered everywhere, and nothing decent, nothing really makes sense. Everything is just looking untidy, out of order. So one day I was traveling with my friends, and these my friends were from America. I mean, they live in America, which is even more organized than Europe, which is more organized than at least in Russia, where I live. And I was the one telling them that this city, that I have an idea on how to rebuild this old city. I told them what to do with Lagos to rebuild it. I told them what to do with the other cities we are in, Abeokuta, Ijebu-Ode, all these old cities, that we can actually rebuild them and make money out of them in the process. And nobody is even thinking about that. Okay, it's no problem there was no planning. Yes, there was no planning when they were built. But every city you see in Europe today has been rebuilt. London has been rebuilt so many times. Berlin has been rebuilt. Frankfurt has been rebuilt. Paris has been rebuilt. But why? And it's so easy. In fact, I even told them how to even make money out of rebuilding process. I told them that I had an idea and we could do that. One of these pastors from Atlanta, he was so hungry. He was so fascinated by the fact that I'm saying things that nobody is even saying. Nobody is even thinking about. He was after my neck and he came after me and he started asking me, please, Pastor Sunday, tell me now, how do you see this thing being rebuilt? They don't even see any hope. They don't even see any way it could be resolved. So when I shared with him the idea of how we could really rebuild all those cities, we will not spend any government money, and you will still make money for the government by rebuilding the cities. He was so shocked, he couldn't believe it. He was a Pastor Sunday, you're a genius. I said, it's not about genius. It's the problem with you people who go to live outside. You live in England, you live in America, but you don't study how they have been able to build their countries. You only go there and live and work and just make a living. You are not doing research. And you people studied in America, you studied in England. Is education just about giving exams? It's about becoming an expert in problem resolution. You must not just live in a country. You must not just travel abroad. Everything you do, try to learn to be skillful in resolving problems. Anything you do, you must develop yourself, add value to yourself to make yourself an expert in problem resolution. You are not needed if you are not going to be an expert in problem resolution. Because you are sent to the world in the first place to resolve problems. Not just to work, not just to get a job. Can you imagine? I didn't even study engineering. I didn't even study physics or anything. I didn't even study anything. But I think and I question myself and I challenge myself to be a solution provider. It doesn't matter what topic. I just want to become a solution provider for everything in every area. That's why I've been able to write 300 books. I'm talking about 300 different topics. I mean, I'm going to write 1,000 books. Maybe more than 1,000 books on different topics. That's why you keep on coming back to my platform and you keep on hearing different topics. Why? Because I develop myself. I push myself to become expert, to become skillful in problem resolution, in bringing answers, in supplying solutions to any given situation or circumstance that we find ourselves in. Another one of my friends, told me that thanks to Pastor Sunday, I discovered the purpose of mathematics. Thanks to Pastor Sunday, I discovered the purpose of chemistry, physics. And thanks to Pastor Sunday, even though he himself was a professor of chemistry, physics, and those things, he said, thanks to Pastor Sunday, I started to see physics in the Bible. I started to see chemistry in the Bible. And I started to see mathematics in the Bible. Why? Because we question your mind, apply your mind. Make your mind work for you. Don't just exist on the earth. Don't just exist on planet Earth. Don't just walk about. That is what the dogs do in my environment here. Sometimes when I have my program, you see dogs walking about. Quack, 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 quack. They're only concerned about finding something to eat. Then maybe they sleep with the mate. Sometimes they mate, then they go and sleep. They wake up. The dogs just walk about. That is instinctive living. That is animalistic living. To be living and not just to be living and just be caring for our own survival. To be living and just be bothered about where do I sleep, what do I eat, and just be walking, taking your body out across the planet Earth. That is too simple. That is a simplistic living. That is not the way human beings are supposed to live. That is not the way Homo sapiens are supposed to live. We are human beings. We are Homo sapiens. We are men that are supposed to apply our mind in everything we do. So we don't just exist walking around the earth, finding somebody to marry and be sleeping with them, having some children, and then, what makes us to be different from animals is that we could provide solutions. We could resolve issues and problems. That is what makes us to be superior. We are not just supposed to be living by instinct alone. And what is living by instinct? That is what animals do. Animals are the ones that were created to live by instinct. And what does living by instinct mean? Living by instinct is living and caring only for what to eat, for what to drink, where to sleep, and who to mate with. If that is your primary existence, if that is your primary concern, you are living an animalistic life. I'm sorry to say. I know it sounds abusive and I know it sounds offensive, but I don't mean to offend you. I don't mean to offend anybody. I'm sorry if it's offending you or anything like that, but that's not what my intention. But just for me to open your eyes. Human beings are different from animals because, animals only live by instinct, by what they need. Why do you want to eat? Because you get hungry. That's an instinct. Instinct is what you naturally need. If that is the only thing that you are living for, you are living the animal kind of life. I'm sorry to say. And if you look at people around us, if you look at people in our churches today, that is what we care about. We only care about the instinctive desires of our lives. Because instinct, it means that even without your desire, without your programming it, you still do those things because they are things that are natural demands of your flesh. So when you live only for the natural demands and the natural needs of your flesh, that is animalistic, instinctive living. So when you live, for example, just to eat, why do you want to eat? Not because you program it. You don't need your mind to eat. You don't need your brain to eat. So if you are functioning, doing things that you don't need to apply your brain in, that is basic animalistic living. So the reason why you want to eat is because you get hungry. So that is instinct. You don't need brain. If you want to dress, why do you want to dress? Because you feel shame. You feel the desire to cover yourself. That is instinctive thinking. Those are elementary thinking. You don't need your mind for that. So if you are a human being, why then do you need your mind? You need your mind for challenging tasks. You need your mind for challenging tasks. You need your mind for challenging problems. You need your mind to resolve complex issues, to challenge your mind, to cause your mind to work, to cause your mind to provide solutions, to calculate things, to plan things, to think ahead, to come up with complex solutions. That is why we need our mind. So if if the only thing you are thinking about is how to provide for my wife, for my husband, for my children, for my family, That is animalistic. Why? Because the instinct, the survival instinct does that. Animals do that. Animals care for their family only. Animals care for their type only. Animals, they do things that are instinctively necessary to be done for their own survival. And the way I look at so many human beings around me today, just horrible. It's like nobody has told us these things before. It's like we have not been taught these things. It's like nobody is opening our eyes to know the difference between living and existing. That kind of living, when you are living by instinctive desires and instinctive deeds, it means you are an animal. Two ways animals live. Not that you are an animal in the sense that we are all animal, Human beings also are animal. But we are not just animal. We are superior to animals because of Homo sapiens. It is how much you apply your brain that determines how human you are. So to the level you apply your brain, to the level you function out of your mind is what determines how human you are. To the level you apply your brain, to the level to which you function out of your mind is what determines how human you are. You are human only to the level by which you function not out of your instinct and not out of your stimulus, but out of your mind. It is to the level you function out of your mind that determines how human you are. You now discover what a tragedy it is when we are being told, and when we even go to churches, and the only thing they tell us is, oh, God will give you breakthrough today. Oh, it's about survival. Oh, you will get your miracle today. Oh, you get your healing today. Oh, you will get your something today. Oh, you will do. They are not asking you to provide solution to the daunting problems of your nation. They are not asking you to think and use your mind to provide solution to the problem of electricity, infrastructure, to the problem of hunger, poverty, to the problem that are inundating the nation, the world in general. They are not asking you to go beyond just your instinct and stimulus. They are not asking you to forget about egocentric desires and begin to think about the larger good of humanity. They are not telling us to do anything like that. They reduce us. They reduce our value. They reduce our essence. They reduce our significance. And they just reduce us to becoming church members alone. They only reduce us to just come to church and sit down and not do anything. They only reduce us to those who just go to job and go to work and bring tithe and offering and just come and sit down in and out every Sunday. Come and sit down, bring tithe and offering and not be challenged to do something of significance and of prominence to our world. Unfortunately, religion reduces your value. Religion reduces us when it doesn't challenge us to go and resolve problems, to go and resolve issues, to go and bring solutions and answers to the daunting problems of our age. Religion reduces our significance. It's a shame. It's a shame. It is a shame. I started talking about my country, Nigeria. I mean, everybody just complaining. They want the government to do that. They want the government, as if they are not humans. One of the most significant factors that makes you a human is your ability to provide answers. But we are not even being taught. We are not even being taught and encouraged to provide answers, not to the significant issues of our lives. We are not even being challenged to be solution providers. We are not even being told that. We are not even being challenged to take on the issues, to take on problems, to take on all the things that are challenging our world. We are not even being challenged to do it. We are not even being told that that's what we are here for. They don't even tell us that's what makes us human. Our ability to issues, to resolve problems. We are not even being told about problems as our challenge. That is what brings out the creativity of God from us. That is what makes us to be the nature of God. God himself started by resolving problems. He came from heaven and he saw there was darkness, there was voidness. Everything was dark and void. And the case, that was a problem right there. That was a challenge. Did he just sit down in heaven to enjoy his problem-free life? Is that what God did? God is not so irresponsible. Our God is not an irresponsible God. My God is not an irresponsible God. My God is not an irresponsible God. My God is a responsible God. As a responsible God, He viewed it, he saw it as necessary, he saw it as due, as something that he must take upon himself to face the challenge of his day and of that particular hour. And the challenge of the hour was to get rid of that darkness, the utter darkness that was there in Genesis chapter 1 verse 1. It was his challenge. He took it upon himself as the challenge to remove the darkness, to get rid of darkness, and to bring shape and form. And he came out with a solution, with a beautiful answer, which is the beautiful earth and world that we are enjoying today. Don't you tell me you are his image if you are not doing the same thing. Don't you tell me you are God's image if you are not looking for troubles. Don't you tell me you are God's image if you are not looking for problems. Don't you tell me you are God's image if you are not doing the same thing your father did. Don't you tell me you are his image if you are not copying him. Don't you tell me you are God's son if you are not doing what God does. Don't you tell me you are God's child if you are not doing what your father does. Don't you tell me you resemble him if you are not doing like him. He is a creator. What have you created? What are you creating? He is an answer provider. What things are you finding answers for? He is a solution giver. What things are you giving solutions to? Where are the list of the problems of your age? Where are the list of the problems of your nation? Where are the list of the problems of your time, of your generation, of your city, of your town? What are the problems that are challenging you? That are a challenge to you? What are the problems that concerns you? What are the issues that concern you? What things are you doing to bring about solution, answers, and lasting, resolution to those things? That's what God did, and that's what God still does today. That's why He's the answer. That's why He's the creator. And He made us in His image to be co-creators with Him. To be creators just like Him. What are you creating? What answers are you creating? What answers are you bringing to your world, to your generation? Listen, let me tell you one thing. You only have one shot at life. You are in trouble. You are only having one shot at life. Only one shot at life. Only one chance at life. You are living soon, and you are going to be forgotten if you are not careful. You are going to be forgotten and will never be remembered if you don't begin to live, to find solutions, to bring answers right now. If you don't begin to live for problems now, if you don't begin to dedicate your life to bringing an answer, you must find out, you must answer yourself, what area, where do you want to bring answers to? You must become an expert in bringing solutions and answers. If you don't do that, you will die and you will be forgotten. And you will not be better than your fathers and your grandfathers that nobody remembers. Even you don't remember your grandfathers in some cases. God is a solution provider. That's His nature. And I suppose we're His children. I suppose it's our Father. How do you resemble God? Tell me how you resemble him. Do you resemble him in providing answers? Do you resemble him in supplying solutions? How are you equipping yourself to be able to do that? How are you equipping yourself to be able to do that? How do you push yourself? How do you educate yourself? How do you work on yourself to be able to bring lasting solution to something, at least find something? Will you be able to lift up your head and your eyes and quit just living for yourself and your family? That egocentric, stinking living. This is stinking living when you just live egocentric, selfish life. It's stinking living. And then the other thing we do, the other things that animals do, animals live by instinct. That's number one thing I told you. Then animals live by the second thing. We call it reflexes. Animals live by reflexes or stimulus. What does that mean? Instinct, when animals live by instinct, and when we live an animalistic life, when we live by instinct as well. I've already told you what living by instinct means. Living by instinct means there are desires that are living in me, in my flesh. I feel hungry, I want to eat. I feel sexual urge, I want to go and sleep with somebody. I feel the need for shame, feel shame, I want to cover my body. Those are just instinct. I respond to the natural animalistic desires of my body. That is instinctive living. I want to protect my family, I want to care for my family. Those are instinctive animalistic living. That is the first level of animals' life. Animals live by other qualities as well. The second level or the second factor of animalistic living is living by reflexes. Living by reflexes means living by feelings. Just what I feel like doing, that's what I do. So I don't live by principles, I live by feelings. So if I feel like going to church, I go and try to go to church. If I feel like doing good, I go and do good. If I feel like smiling, I try to reflexes. I just reflect what I feel. That's what animals do. They reflect, they feel. They feel from the neck. They reflect. They feel, they sniff, and they do what they feel like doing. So but human beings are not supposed to be living by. We have reflexes as well. We can use them, but we are supposed to be living by principles. We are supposed to be using principles, standards, and truths. That's why Jesus brought truth and grace. Jesus brought truth. These are principles, standards, standards, truth, principles. That is what we are supposed to be living. So we are supposed to be waking up in the morning to say, okay, I have a goal. Then the next one is goal, purpose, target. Those are the things that human beings are supposed to be living by. Principles, truth, target, goals, mission. So we are supposed to say, okay, I have an agenda. I must bring solution to this problem, to the problem of girl child in my country. I must bring solution to the problem of pregnancy or lack of pregnancy. Or I must bring solution to the problem of stigmatization of barren women. I must bring solution to the problem of religious intolerance, or I must bring the solution to the problem of children who don't go to school, or I must bring whatever your burden is, whatever you have your burden for. That is what you have it, you set it out before yourself as a goal. You put it out as a standard. You know the truth that makes you want to do that. You want to bring that truth to the understanding of men. You want to bring answer, solution. So you have you have your target, you have your goals, and you have the principles that are guiding you. You have the truth that you are living by. You have the solution that you want to provide. You are not just doing it because you feel like doing it, reflexes. You just want to reflect what you are feeling inside. No, even if you are feeling the opposite, you still have your goals, you pursue it. Even if you are not feeling like it, you still have your principles and you abide by it. Even if you are not feeling like it, you have your standard. If you are feeling tired, but the standard is that I must do this thing to be excellent. You must do it to the standard. So it doesn't matter. I don't feel like doing it. I feel I'm tired. Or it's the standard. You just must abide by the standard. Abide by the standard. That's how human beings operate. I'm afraid that our churches don't talk about these things. I'm afraid that our churches only talk about our instincts. They keep us animalistic. They keep us on animalistic standard, animalistic level of living. They don't talk to us about standards. They don't talk to us about targets. They don't talk to us about truth, about principles, about things that really make humans. They keep us on the level of feelings. They keep us on the level of reflexes. They keep us on the level of instincts. The third thing that the third manifestation of animalistic standard of living or an animal level of living is, I talked about instincts, I talked about reflexes. The next one is stimulus or stimuli. Animals live by stimulus. And what does stimulus mean? It means you are stimulated before you do something. When you are stimulated, you do it. And many of us, we are not living by our own standard. We are not living by our own goals. We are not living by our own vision and mission. We are waiting for stimulus. We are waiting to be stimulated. We are waiting to be stimulated by something, either by punishment or by love or by reward. We are waiting for stimulation and stimulus. Those are the standards, the animal standard of living. Three things: instinct, reflexes, and stimulus. Stimulus means they beat me like this. They beat me and I respond. Somebody hates me and I hate him back. Somebody loves me and I hold it. Somebody smiles at me, I smile back. Somebody gives me something, I say thank you. Somebody, hates me and I begin to fight. Those are the things that animals do. If you beat an animal, if he will wag the tail, wag the tail like this. Those are stimulus. We are not supposed to be like living that kind of life. We are supposed to be living much higher than that kind of living. And the kind of living I'm talking about is to live a life of standards. Is to live a life of goals, principles. To live a life of truth. And if you are living a life of conscious living like what I'm talking about like this, then you will be targeting problems from morning till night. You will be perfecting yourself, working on yourself to know how better you could become solution. You could become solution provider, answer giver, and problem solver. Then, as you solve problems, you become human, fully human. But besides that, you come to prominence. Look at Adam and Eve. Solving problem. They solved the problem of reflecting God in the flesh. That's why they are still prominent today. And their prominence is thanks to the problem they resolve. Your prominence depends on the problem you will resolve on the earth. You are going to be remembered either by the problem you solved or by the problem you started. Either by the problem you created or by the problem you started. So what are you resolved? What problem are you living to resolve? Enoch resolved the problem of man walking with God. Abel resolved the problem of serving God and sacrificing to God. He resolved the problem of sacrifice to God. He showed us what it means to truly sacrifice for God. That's the problem that Abel resolved. He resolved that problem. Enoch resolved the problem of walking with God, that it is possible for human being to discover God and to walk with God on earth by faith. That is a problem that Enoch resolved for us. And thanks to him, we know it is possible for a human being to walk with God today. Abraham started a new generation. He told us and he taught us through his example that we, a human being, could start a new generation of race, a new race of people, a new generation of people by faith. That man could believe God and go and inherit a distant city, a new nation that has not been built. That one person could believe God to be from one person become a whole nation, and that one person could believe God to become a blessing to the whole world. That is the problem that Abraham resolved for us. Every human being that is prominent, every human being that you remember, they are only prominent because they resolve one problem or another. So what problem are you going to resolve? What problem are you going to be prominent for? What problem are you going to be remembered for? Sarah, she resolved the problem of giving birth to a child in hopelessness. She resolved the problem of hopelessness. When all hope was lost, she believed God with a husband and carried through a child at an old age. Why? Because he believed God. She believed God. She believed God. Moses resolved the problem of how a nation could be delivered. He showed us that a whole nation could be delivered from whatsoever bondage that might be, that one person could become a deliverer of a nation. He showed us the example. He resolved the problem to make us know that it is possible from now. We all could become deliverers of nations if we only believe and follow his example. Anybody that is prominent, Bill Gates, he resolved the problem of personal computer to every household. Steve Jobs, he resolved the problem of smartphone to every people, every nation on earth. Everybody that is prominent, everybody that is known, everybody that is significant, it is only the problem you resolve that determines your prominence. It is only the problem you resolve that determines your significance. You are only significant, you are only remembered, you are only counted on earth by the problems you resolve, by the problem you choose to resolve. What are the problems you have chosen to resolve? What are the problem you have decided to bring solution to? What are the problems you have decided to eradicate in your own time? What are the issues you have decided to dedicate your life to? What are the problems you have decided to take on head-on coalition, head-on challenge? What are the issues you have decided to devote your life to resolving? What are you going to be remembered for? What are you going to resolve with your life? These 70 years of life, of living that you have been given to, what is the result it's going to produce? What is the answer it's going to carry? What, at least one issue, one, not be two, one. What one issue are you going to resolve without your life? A whole 70 years of living, what one issue will you resolve? We are not talking about, we are even not talking about the whole country. Don't even solve country problem. So at least one problem, anyone. What problem is your life going to resolve? Your whole life, with all your beauty, your head, big head, your big body and everything, or small body or big, small head, what is it going to be resulted? What is the result that is going to be? What is the end result of that? Your whole everything, educational, master's degree or this degree, this work. What is the one issue is going to resolve? What is the end result of your life? We are not even talking about 3 or 4, 10 problems. At least one. One. At least one. What are you going to dedicate your life to resolve it? Coco Chanel. She was 70 years old when she decided to immortalize herself. 70 years old, and she started a beauty line. Up till now, she's so prominent. Why? She was promoted to prominence by the problem she resolved. She's long dead, but she's ever remembered. What are you even here for in the first place if you are not going to resolve problems? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me read once. Let me see what time I have. Let me see if I have a few minutes. Just a few more minutes I have. Okay, let me try to read a scripture for you here. In Mark chapter 1, from verses 21 to 28. Then they went into Capernaum, and immediately on the Sabbath, he entered the synagogue and taught. And they were astonished at his teaching, for he taught them as one having authority, and not as the scribes. Now there was a man in their synagogue with an unclean spirit, and he cried out, saying, "Let us alone. What have we to do with you, Jesus of Nazareth? Did you come to destroy us? Did you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God." But Jesus rebuked him, saying, "Be quiet and come out of him." And when the unclean spirit had convulsed him and cried out with a loud voice, it came out of him. Then they were all amazed. So they questioned among themselves, saying, "What is this? What new doctrine is this? For with authority he commands even the unclean spirits, and they obeyed him." And immediately his fame spread throughout all the region around Galilee. His fame, his prominence, his fame. You are going to be remembered only for the problems you solved or for the problems you created. Jesus we are just seeing an example of relevance and of prominence here and of fame. His fame, and immediately, his fame spread throughout the origin. And his fame is still spreading up to today. The fame of Jesus is still spreading up to today. And you know why? He solved the problem. He solved the problem. Prominence is as a result of problem solved. Significance is as a result of problem solved. Fame is as a result of problem solved. Problems, therefore, is a shortcut to prominence. One day, it just appeared one day, because he was in the mountain and praying for 40 days. He just appeared one day. I mean, he has not been there for 10 years, 20 years doing this and that. Just one day like this. But what he did by that one day, he was on the mountain, preparing himself to become a solution provider, to become a problem solver. So he was fasting for 40 days. He was, studying, I'm sure. He was hearing God. He was doing what he needed to do. Then he just needed to appear one day. But he had the key. He needed to just solve one problem. If you solve the problem of the country, of your society, of your country, whatever they are in need of, one problem secures your place in history and in time and eternity. It secures your prominence. It secures your fame because you resolve one problem. It's not long. So my question to you is, what problem have you decided to dedicate your life to resolving? What issue? that problem will become your shortcut to prominence. That problem that you have decided to resolve is what will cement your name in time and eternity. That problem that you have decided to resolve is what will make you to be remembered. That problem that you have decided and dedicated your life into resolving, it will become your monument. Jesus spoke about it, and he said, live your life on earth, gathering your treasure in heaven. Make sure that the life you are living on earth, the time you are given to live on earth, is an opportunity for you to fill heaven with your own treasure. So where your heart is, that is where your treasure is. Where do you put your heart into? What problem have you decided to commit your heart into resolving? That will become your treasure in heaven. What problem you have decided to resolve, what problem you have dedicated your life and your heart to resolving, will become the treasure you will have in heaven. He said, gather your treasure in heaven, not here on earth where everything just passes and goes away. Dedicate your life to something significant, to something worthwhile. Resolve a problem. Identify something. Take on something. Give your life to something. Start living. Stop existing. Think. Use your mind. Homo sapiens. Think of what you could do. Make a difference in your world. I'm sorry. I've got to stop. I think a word is enough for the wise. A word is enough for the wise. I hope you have shared the link already. I hope you have shared the link for this to this program. To this program. If you have not shared the link yet, please go ahead and share the link. You need to share the link and write some comments on it. Give some encouraging words. Give some challenging comments to your friends on your. Even if you have shared the link already, go and write some comments on it and let your friends be able to have a look, an opportunity to watch this program as well. Maybe it will be a blessing to them. Maybe it will make a difference in their lives. Who knows? And also, if you have not yet done your own video. If you have not yet done your own video inviting people to this platform, and if you have not yet done your own article inviting people here, somebody, will you please write the hashtag here, Pastor Sunday Live? Please write the hashtag, somebody. Please help me write it because this is not showing it well. But write it properly. You need to write the hashtag, then the P, for Pastor Sunday, the P has to be big, then S has to be big as well, and live, L has to be big. So Pastor Sunday, whenever you write any article about this platform or about Pastor Sunday, about anything on your Facebook or on your article on your site, anywhere you write in the internet, always put this hashtag Pastor Sunday Live. So whenever you put hashtag Pastor Sunday Live on Facebook or on Instagram, everything, we will all be able to see each other. We will all be able to, it will bring us to a general platform where we'll be able to see everything that every other person posts. So then we could all go and copy that into our Sholala Modi wrote life, not F. Is life like everybody check the way life is written. Not life like in F, it's life like in V. Anyway, so we need to write that, not here, but you need to go and write that on your Facebook. So anytime you post anything about Pastor Sunday or about the platform, whenever you do your invite, when you invite your friends to come and watch the program, or whenever you want to talk to them about what you have been blessed with or what you are receiving from here, you need to write it like this. You need to always finish it or begin it with Pastor Sunday Live. Pastor Sunday Live. Well, let me see what you have received. Let me hear your opinion about this teaching today. I'm sorry if I got too emotional today. Sorry for that. But I want to hear what you people got today. Is there anything you got today? Did you receive anything? Did anybody get anything today? Let me hear your comments. Let me read your comments. Yeah, let me see if you people are writing anything. Let me see if anybody is writing anything. Yeah, Adeola Esson says, this message has blessed me tremendously and it's a must watch for you all. Yeah, well, that's why we must copy this message and write something there as we share the link so that people would know the significance of it. Beer in style says, Pastor Sunday, I'm short of words. Thank you. TY says, wow, I anticipated it was going to be amazing. Nothing prepared me for this, your awesomeness. Wow. May heaven remember you and posterity testify of you, sir. We are challenged. We are changed. We are charged, my mentor, coach, and amazing teacher. Thank you, TY. You have your way with words, TY. You have your ways with words. Thank you so much. God has anointed you to speak anointed words, TY. Thank you. Olabola says, thanks for the emotional message given out today. Bamishaye Victor says, relevance comes from problem solving. Frederick Black says, okay, she's talking about somebody else. Prudence says, Pastor, I have decided to resolve some problems, but the lesson on how to resolve the problem is still awaiting. This bomb today will explode manifold. Thank you. Princess say, Pastor, you don't have to apologize for anything because you are simply speaking the truth. Olabola said, you are a true man of God indeed. Natasha Richard says, wow, wow, wow. It's okay. Parents are supposed to speak out sometimes. Thank you. Yeah, I want to hear your opinions, what you people think this message is doing to you or is going to do to you, or what your decisions are, or what you think you plan to do after this message. You know, it's not about hearing, it's about what you do with the message. And you know, let's go ahead and make a difference. Let's have an eternal difference. Let's make an eternal difference in our world. Onyinye Okoro said, Pastor, this is a shift to another dimension. Thank you, sir. David Ukoha said, thank you, Pastor. God will replenish the energy you just gave us. Ten and say, Dr. Adelaja, more and more blessings to you. I am blessed. Regina says, I am very so challenged today, Pastor. Great message. Right now, I'm already thinking how to be a problem solver like my Heavenly Father. Well, you know, of course, you know that I'm going to be continuing this series for the next 1 week. So I'm going to be back every morning and evening. I'm going to be back here every morning at 7:30 British time, every a.m., 7:30 a.m. British time. And I'm going to be back 7:30 a.m. Nigerian time and 2:30 a.m. US time. And also I'll be back every day at in the evening at 7 p.m. British time and 7 p.m. Nigerian time, and also 7 p.m. 7 p.m. No, 7 p.m. Nigerian time, 7 p.m. British time, and 2 p.m. US time, Eastern time, USA. Okay, Stella Nuhu said, thanks for redirecting us back to the original. Pat Maduemene said, thank you, Pastor. God bless you. Ola Martin said, Pastor, thank you. This is a mind, spirit, soul deliverance from every junk that we have been taught. This is life transforming, and I must begin to make a difference. God bless you, sir. Frederick Black says, seriously, I can feel God's presence here. God Almighty will continue to uphold you as you continue to impart knowledge to us. Peter Foley says, Pastor Sunday, God bless you. It's a great blessing receiving this soul-lifting message God gave to you to liberate his people from the chains of ignorance. We are made to solve problems. That's why God led you to come up online this way. Darlene Badu says, I'm preparing myself with your words. Anu Ojo said, thanks so much, sir. This message is a blessing, sir. Now I must not live an instinctive life. Now I have decided to live to solve problems before I leave this earth. Princess says, Pastor, your explosion tonight is really great. We really need to wake up if we want to change our environment. Gray Femi says, thank you, my mentor and father. Victory says, I've already made a list of problems in my nation and worldwide. Now I'm going to boil my list down to the top 3 issues that I care about and begin planning for how to solve those problems. For you, thank you, Pastor Sunday. Ojekwa Israel says, I'm glad I watched as always. The world is discovering through you that it's not enough to live to eat, bear children, and die. That is Ireti writing. Andre Stamford said, I felt this. Ojo Olakwe says, Dr. Adelaja, thank you, sir. All I know is that this message is a divine intervention to wake up the children of God. The Father wants us to solve problems just like He does. More grace to you, sir. Mary Osaro says, may the Lord enlarge your coast. You are a blessing to the world. I celebrate your grace. Thanks for teaching us to be a problem solver. It's a great lesson. I'm blessed. Thank you, sir. Princess says, you are such an awesome, amazing, and greatest teacher. You are simply the best and the greatest teacher ever. A.G. Mike says, Pastor Sunday, you are a blessing to this generation and the ones to come. If all your listeners practice what you teach, I've been motivated again and again. Isaac Adedokun says, many things in my mind, but picking one and dedicate life to it, it's very important as to get result. Thank you, sir. I need to pinpoint one and follow it till death. Aderonke Adesheye said, the Lord is your strength. Fantastic Mom says, volume, please. Volume? I think that is from your side. The volume here is great. Nobody else is complaining about volume. So that should be from your side. Abasi Betty Godwin says, though I did reach out to people in my community and my church and have been a blessing, your teachings have made me to reach out more to be a blessing, focusing on people and community more rather than church. I was only taught to give to church all the time. God bless you, Pastor Sunday. Abasi Godwin, by the way, I beg you, Abasi, to go and listen to, and all of you, by the way, if you miss the series on the church, if you miss the teaching, the series I did on the church and on tithe and giving and offering, please go to my blog, SundayAdelajablog.com, and you need to go and listen to the church series or to the series on the church. The church series, I address giving as well there. And not just the church series, there are so many series. If you go to SundayAdelajablog.com, you could go to what is called video blog. Under the video blog, you'll see the list of all the series that you must have missed. And please take your time and do as much as possible, as much as you can do, to go listen to those series that you must have missed. And not just Abasi I'm talking to, but anybody. You might, if you find it easier, you might want to go to YouTube, and on YouTube, Sunday Adelaja Official as well. You go to the what do I call it, to the list of messages or something, and you see the daily broadcast, and there you see all the list of the messages that you might have missed, and they will be a blessing to you as well. Bamishaye Victor said, how does one hear from Pastor Sunday and not be inspired to do more? It's like the morning dew on the mountain. I will keep looking for problems. Wonderful. Michael Bab says, I really needed to listen to this message again. I need to listen to this message again, sorry. It must sink in so that I can rise up and start living. Thank you, sir, Pastor Sunday. Frederick Black says, my regards to your entire family and the ministry. God bless you, I think. All both preacher and listeners, okay? Shinwe say, Pastor, I have not seen you on fire like this. Anne Luton, hi Pastor, good evening. Well, you are just coming, you need to get a copy of the message, and the way to do that is press the share button and go and listen to it again. You have missed out on some quality food today, so please go ahead and make sure you listen to the message. Get a copy of it by sharing. Just share, it will come to your timeline, and then you'll be able to listen to it again and again. Jeanette Cole said, thank you, sir, for waking us up to the original life we were supposed to believe in. Shola Lamodi said, tonight's message is thought-provoking. I am running with it. I have a few issues, though, that I will focus on and know I have solutions for them. Thank you, Pastor. You have a way of cascading the word and make it become flesh. Wow, beautiful, beautifully said. Thank you, Shola. The Glory Baye says, thank you, sir. You just woke me up from a big slumber. My eyes are wide open now. I must do exploits in Jesus' name. Thank you, sir, for all your sacrifices. Blessing. Steve Osarity says, thank you, Pastor, for this eye-opening message. We are free at last from animalistic lifestyle. Amazing. Yetunde Shoremekun says, I am super mega charged and on the go now, Pastor. There is no stopping me. Many thanks. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Ife Marita says, I now appreciate my occupation more. Thank you, Pastor. Well, you know what? It's been nice, being with you guys today. I hope you got something for yourself. And I hope this message will truly impact you and change you. And if you've been blessed, please don't forget to go out and reach out to others. You might want to do a video speech or a video talk inviting people to come to this platform, or you might want to do a written invitation. Just do what you need to do to make sure you invite people, as many as possible, to this to watch this program daily, twice a day. Abasi Godwin, thanks, sir. I have been following you for a long time, and I have listened to almost all your teachings. If I miss the live broadcast due to time differences, I always watch the rebroadcast. Thank you, sir. You have been a tremendous blessing to me. Darlington Abaize, thanks, Pastor, for this word. And Yetunde say, more grace, Dr. Adelaja. All right, guys. I think that's all for today. I'll be back tomorrow morning and hope to see you. And may God help us to not just be hearers alone, but doers as well. God bless. Good night. Bye.